For years, one of the biggest mysteries in royal history has been surrounded by silence. But now, the man at the center of it all is finally speaking out. What he revealed has left the world in shock, raising more questions than answers. This changes everything we thought we knew. For more than 2 decades, silence surrounded one of the darkest nights in modern history. But now, Princess Diana's driver has finally spoken, and what he revealed has left the world stunned, reigniting questions about what really happened in that Paris tunnel. To understand why his words matter so much, we need to go back to that tragic night in August 1997. Diana, Dodi Fayed, and their driver, Henri Paul, left the Ritz Hotel in Paris, chased by a swarm of paparazzi. The Mercedes roared through the streets before crashing violently in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. Diana's death shocked the entire world, and immediately, fingers pointed in every direction. The official story claimed that the driver, Henri Paul, was drunk and speeding, while photographers on motorbikes dangerously hounded the car. But almost from the very beginning, people questioned that version. Why did security fail so badly? How could the car crash so brutally in a short tunnel? And why were so many details hidden or changed in the official reports? For years, those closest to Diana's final moments stayed quiet, either out of fear, respect, or pressure. The driver's silence became one of the biggest mysteries of the case. Survivors, officials, and investigators all gave statements, but the man behind the wheel, the one who knew the truth about those last minutes, remained silent. Until now. His recent revelations have blown open the conversation again. According to his account, the crash was not just the result of reckless speeding. He spoke about the unbearable pressure, the blinding lights from paparazzi cameras, and how he felt forced to drive in conditions that no human could safely handle. He revealed details about the car's route, the confusion inside the vehicle, and even hinted that things behind the scenes weren't what they seemed. What makes this confession even more explosive is the timing. For years, conspiracy theories have swirled. Was it really an accident? Was there foul play? Was Diana silenced because she was planning to speak out about the royal family or her personal life? Every word from the driver now fuels those suspicions. People who always doubted the official version finally feel like their questions are being validated. And here's the shocking part. His words don't just open old wounds, they raise new ones. If his account is true, it means crucial pieces of the investigation were either ignored or buried. It also forces us to rethink everything we thought we knew about Diana's final hours. But this is only the beginning, because what he revealed about the night of the crash connects directly to the cover-ups, the investigations, and the royal family's silence in the aftermath. Princess Diana's death wasn't just a tragedy, it was a global earthquake. Within hours, the news spread like wildfire. Millions were glued to their screens, stunned, heartbroken, and angry. The grief wasn't quiet. It was loud, raw, and public. Kensington Palace turned into a sea of flowers. Strangers wept together. People who had never met Diana felt like they'd lost a sister. But while the public mourned, the royal family stayed silent, cold, distant. That silence triggered outrage. The monarchy was forced to respond, not out of compassion, but out of pressure. Diana's funeral on September 6, 1997, became one of the most watched events in history. Over 2.5 billion people tuned in. Elton John's rewritten "Candle in the Wind" became the anthem of a broken world. French authorities launched an inquiry. Their conclusion? Henri Paul was drunk. He was speeding. The paparazzi chased them. Case closed. But the British inquest years later told a different story. In 2008, the jury ruled it was unlawful killing. They blamed reckless driving and aggressive paparazzi. Still, something didn't add up. Why were key witnesses ignored? Why did Diana's seatbelt malfunction? And why did her longtime chauffeur, the man who knew her best, stay silent for decades? Now, that silence is broken. And it's not just words, it's a warning. Colin Tebbett, Diana's former protection officer, reveals chilling details about the chaos after the crash. He describes how the scene was handled, how Diana was treated, and how the media frenzy made everything worse. The driver's emotional breakdown shows the weight of what he's carried. He wasn't in the car that night, but he knew Diana's fears, her routines, and her warnings. The conspiracy theories haven't faded. They've grown. Some believe Diana was silenced because she was becoming too powerful, too independent, too vocal. Her activism, from landmines to AIDS, threatened powerful interests. Even the king's vague comments have reignited speculation, just moments before the crash. She saw a blinding flash of light, then heard the crunch, the bang, and the chaos behind her. She described how a mysterious vehicle cut between her and Diana's car, then vanished. This wasn't paparazzi. This was something else, something planned. Experts break down how military-grade tactics, like disorienting flashes, could have been used to cause the crash. Former MI6 agent Richard Tomlinson even claimed the operation matched assassination methods used by intelligence services. The Mercedes S280 Diana was riding was totaled and then returned before the crash in perfect condition, except for one thing. The onboard computer chip was missing. That chip controlled the car's navigation, acceleration, and brakes. Without it, the vehicle was vulnerable. And yet, that's the car Diana was placed in. You can see how investigators tried to piece together the crash, but key evidence was missing. Mercedes offered to inspect the wreck 3 times. Each time, they were denied. Why? The car was locked away, then returned to the UK in pieces. No proper inspection, no answers, just silence. Then came the most disturbing twist. Diana's body was embalmed within hours of her death, without proper authorization. Muhammad Al-Fayed, Dodi's father, claimed this was done to prevent a pregnancy test. Diana was rumored to be pregnant. If true, it would have shaken the monarchy. The timeline of events is revisited, and the embalming decision stands out as one of the most suspicious moves. Operation Paget, the British inquiry, admitted the embalming paperwork was completed after 6 months before her death. Diana told her lawyer Victor Mishcon that she feared for her life. She said her husband was planning an accident, possibly involving a car. Mishcon wrote everything down. He gave the note to Britain's top cop, Paul Condon. Condon never passed it to the French investigators. That note could have changed the entire case. It could have turned the crash into a murder investigation. So let's put it all together. A rebuild car with missing tech. A blinding flash in the tunnel. A rushed embalming. A warning note ignored. Witnesses silenced. Investigators blocked. And a woman, beloved by millions, who said she feared for her life and died exactly how she predicted. The press gets blamed. But the deeper you dig, the more it looks like the press was just the cover story. Diana's death wasn't just a tragedy. It was a warning, a message, and maybe a crime. So now we ask you, was this an accident? Or was it something far darker? Something planned, executed, and covered up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because the truth about Princess Diana may finally be coming out. And it's time the world listened.